Alright, everyone, we continue from where we left off. When they aren't whispering among themselves or going ooh and over thing or another, they ask questions. From how the restoration process went to the history of the place, I answer them all. Happy to talk about the art pieces and architecture mostly. However, I'm careful not to mention anything about the urban legend. Not a good material for sales talk, even if the entire population of Luxbourne knows about it.
Some of the furnishings here are actually the 17th century originals, all of which have undergone a painstaking restoration process just to return its original beauty. Even the glass thing, colorful ones. Oh, I don't know, but you get the idea, I hope. Especially that one, ma'am. It is said to be a gift commissioned by the fiancée of Lady Charlotte Ermengarde. The mansion's current owners have specifically requested that the restoration crew take great care in handling it. It's a priceless work of art and the most distinctive feature of the mansion.
By the time I stop talking, her attention is already elsewhere.
Isn't this place wonderful, darling? I told you it's not a total waste of your time.
I don't know. Isn't it a bit too small? We might have to break a wall down to have more room.
Well, I think it is just right. Don't you think so, Marianne?
It is splendid, Mom. But isn't it a little too early to make plans when no deal has been signed yet?
Never mind that. It isn't going to be a problem. We've got a wonderful legal team to handle everything. Start taking notes, though. I think I've got a few things I want changed before we move in.
Are these people actually gonna move into this house? For reals? Are you kidding me? Luke and Hannah right. Oh my god. So we playing as them soon, okay? There's the conversation gets lost in the chatter of our companions. Don't wanna make any assumptions yet, but the sheer interest is enough to give me some semblance of hope. Oh, please, 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 these guys be the one. Our group reaches the kitchen. Much like the rest of the house, a great deal of effort has been put into retaining the room's classical appeal. The open heat at the end of the room in particular looks amazing, like the ones I've only seen in fairy tale books. And mad props to the cleaning crew, usually after overhearing hundreds of their complaints about the soot and tar staining the bricks and how much of a pain in the arse cleaning this will be. They still managed to pull this off. Make it look presentable at least.
The highlight of the room, however, is what's underneath this hatch here.
Oh, don't say anything yet. An underground wine cellar.
This is the first time the guy in gray speaks up. Mr. Luke Wright, my memory supplies from the forms. Not from the. My memory supplies from the forms they signed earlier. Is it an attentiveness catches me off guard since the start of the tour? Only his wife has shown any form of genuine interest in the place. But this time something lights up in his eyes. The mention of the undercroft. What's so interesting about a basement? I really don't understand rich people sometimes. He just gives me the impression of a child who has seen what he absolutely wants for Christmas. I've always found it cute. Ever I see children act that way, my younger siblings especially, on a grown man, it's almost funny.
Yes, sir. It could house around 7,000 to 11,000 bottles of wine.
Truly. And the room, how was it built?
The bricks that were used to build the cellar had been carefully picked for the purpose of maintaining and preserving a constant temperature and humidity in the room. It's a good place to keep your private collection in if you have one, sir.
It keeps the corks in good condition.
Oh, love. Didn't you say before that you wanted to make your own personal vineyard? Perhaps you could start one here.
You know we're going to need space for that, darling.
This isn't big enough.
If it's space you're worried about, sir, the Ermengarde mansion sits on a 46-acre lot. There's plenty of room for it. We were told that the original owners had a horse stable built here before, too.
There's a completive expression on Mr. Wright's face, but he doesn't say anything further. His wife, however, seems really pleased that he started to show interest, if only a little. I smile to myself. I may not completely understand how these people's minds work, but I sure as heck know how to spot a buyer with sincere interest. Score. Can't wait to tell Rose. Rest of our tour goes by without a hitch. To more than half an hour. Able to cover almost every room in the ground floor and are heading to the parlor. Funny, the first time BRC had us survey the property, I kept complaining to Rose how big it is. I can't even bring myself to care, no matter how much my feet hurt. Maybe this is just my excitement over a possible sale. What the heck? When we reach the parlor, however, an odd feeling washes over me. It starts off as a small. Wait, no. It starts off as small goosebumps in my skin, a feeling of being watched intently, whispers in my ear and shadows dancing, lurking in the corner, lurking in the corner of my vision. Dark silhouettes that are gone when I turn to look. The chill settles down my spine, making me feel sick, and I start to break out in cold sweat. I can't do this. I just sit down for a moment. The odd ladies in the group been requesting for a break anyway. If I can just.
Excuse me, everyone? We will be taking a 15-minute rest here before we visit the first floor. In the meantime, please help yourselves to the refreshments and snacks we prepared. If anyone has any questions, feel free to approach me. I'd be happy to help you.
I let them sit while I retreat to a quiet corner to recover. It's not what you think. Don't think about it. It's not what you think. I probably just caught Becca's cold. Don't think about it. Left alone for a good while. The same words spilling out of my lips in a silent prayer until a hand taps my shoulder.
Hello, you there? Yes, ma'am?
Oh, look at you. Having to show a group around a mansion this big must be exhausting.
Not a problem, ma'am. I'm just doing my job.
What a hard worker. Anyway, Isabel, right?
Isabella, actually.
But yes, what can I help you with, ma'am, right? Please, just Hana. Call me Hana.
Oh, Hana, right. That was Hannah, but okay.
I just wanted to ask, how soon are we able to move in?
My brain completely stops. The sick feeling plunging. The sick feeling plaguing me is suddenly gone, replaced by utter bewilderment. Is this a joke? She looks at me expectantly as I struggle to come up with an answer.
Wait, ma'am, you see, but we haven't even negotiated a price yet, ma'am. We haven't even finished touring the rest of the mansion. A sale would be great and all, but
She stops me from speaking any further and puts her hand on my shoulder. For a moment, her tight smile. She looks as if she has tasted a particular sour lemon.
oh, please, sweetie, don't insult me. Money is not a problem. And just between you and me, this place is better off with us than with some old lady who'll probably just fill it up with cats. I personally don't think there's anything wrong with having cats here, Ma'am Hana. I'm sure there's more than enough space here if you want pets.
Perhaps I'm still not feeling well, but really, what's wrong with cats? More importantly, why is she talking about moving in already?
Well, I'm more of a dog person. But you see, this is going to be a gift to my darling. It's going to be our anniversary soon.
Oh, wow.
And it would be so wonderful if you can secure its purchase for us. Why, I can even offer something extra if you help us out with the paperwork. We actually have a process for this, ma'am. I don't really think that would be necessary or appropriate.
And just what are you two lovely ladies talking about here? Leaving me and our lovely interior designer to talk here by ourselves. What would the people think, darling?
Oh, it's just small talk, love. I was asking if she could help me with the paperwork.
I try not to wince when her nails dig into my shoulder. I can't help but send an imploring look at Miss Kellogg, who only gives me an apologetic smile and a shrug.
Yeah, I can give you a fact sheet and a form to fill out.
She wastes no time in taking the papers from my hand and shuffles through the bunch. Oh man, Rose is going to be so angry at me. Seeing her do that.
Wonderful. And Marianne, I'd really love to talk to you about those changes. You took some notes earlier, yes?
I did, Mom. But I really hope that this time.
Excellent. Hopefully you can help us out too, Isabel.
Isabella.
Right. It's a lovely name, Isabel.
It's Isabella, not Isabel.
It's Isabella.
Yes, that's great. We'll be more than happy to put in a good word to your superiors too, and what's this?
A look of confusion. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Isabella just fucked up. She just fucked up, folks. A look of confusion and disgust appears on her face, turning to her husband, and he merely shrugs in reply.
That's, an interesting work of art. Not to my taste, though. I'm sorry.
Darling, Buttercup, art is a complete overstatement for this garbage. It looks like a cheap prop from a D-list horror film.
Shush, love. Let the girl do what she pleases with, what do they call this? Oh, forget about it. At the very least, it's not as dreadful as the one art exhibit I was forced to attend last month. You should have seen it, Marianne. Even you would have been appalled. But I'm sure you'll know what to do with our walls once we get started.
I highly doubt it is as bad as you say, Mom. Nevertheless, you can be assured that my team will only pick whatever suits your tastes. Nothing of this chain letter sort, of course. It has to always work with a palette.
I'm quite sure chain letters these days don't come in this form.
It's my turn to be puzzled. What What do they mean? Rose and I double checked everything. Are the papers I are the papers I handed not enough? I want to ask what I did wrong. I don't want to mess this up. But with the way Ma'am Hannah's leading the conversation, I'm afraid that's exactly what will happen if I don't wait. I'm afraid that's exactly what will happen if I do interrupt her. 50 minutes in, flippin' heck.
That's good to hear. See, darling, isn't she an absolute delight to work with? I can't wait to see how this place will look when she's done with it.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that, Buttercup.
A smile is back on her face when she turns to me and hands me a strange piece of paper.
I would still put it away if I were you, though. Otherwise, people might get the wrong impression. Anyway, as I was saying,
I don't hear the rest of what she says after that. I can only stare down at the paper, at the letter in my hands. Sides crinkle in my grip, and my breath grows labored. Dread quickly fills my mind.
Isabella? Isabella? Are you all right? You're looking pale.
I didn't even notice when Rose's group joins us in the parlor. I want nothing more than to say that no, I'm not alright. I want to leave this place because I remember everything as clear as day. This letter, the woman in the attic, it's real.
The letter. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Careless, I've been so careless. How do I even tell them without looking like I've gone mad? Should I even tell them? Well, obviously, if you don't want to be mad, then prove to them what the hell this thing is. I blurt out before I could think twice about what I'm gonna say.
Rose, we need to get out of here. This place is cursed.
Rose cast a nervous glance at the people in the room, I mean. Most are still engaged in a conversation with their peers, but those curious enough to turn their heads in our group's direction have been given a trademark saleswoman smile, a tight expression on her face when she pulls me aside.
Isabella, we've already had a conversation about this weeks ago. Those are just stories.
And I'm telling you that it's not. I saw something in there. It's not human at all. I thought it was just nothing, but isn't this letter proof enough?
She gently reaches out to pluck the paper off my hand, and taking a glance at it, she folded back neatly.
Look, I'm really getting worried about you. I know you want to see this open house through, but your condition is more important. Give me a few minutes to wrap things up here, and I'll drive you to the nearest hospital.
No! You don't understand! There isn't a condition, Rose. No concussion at all. I'm fine. But this place isn't, and you're being stubborn about it.
Before Rose could open her mouth, a hand lands on both of our shoulders. The two of us a distance closer.
Now, ladies, what seems to be the problem here?
Nothing, sir. I just had to clarify a few things with my colleague.
Well, it certainly seems intense. A smile fits the two of you better, especially darling little Lily here.
Okay, pal, what the hell?
Well, it certainly seems intense. A smile fits the two of you better, in my opinion. Especially darling little Lily here.
Alright, guys. I'm gonna call it quits from here. Thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye.